Chapter 1 There is no one weaker than the ants, it's over, I need G. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It's over, it's over. Looking at the troops that appeared in front of him, Mtlnovel rolled his eyes and almost fainted. Just now, he traveled to a world where lords competed for hegemony. In this world, all travelers will become lords and awaken their own arms and lord talents, develop your own territorial power and join forces with the local forces in the lord world to fight for hegemony among all races. The time travel begins. All lords have a chance to awaken their unit's lord talent. Once the arms are awakened, they can be replaced, but the production speed of the level arms can be increased through the level arm building. The same is true for the lord's talent. Once awakened, will change and will advance, but makes bestow strong and improve bestow level. Through the voices in his head, Mtlnovel roughly understood the rules of this world, so, he awakened his own army with full faith. Who would have thought? It's over, it's over. Looking at his awakened troops, Mtlnovel almost fainted. In front of him, an image of an ant slightly larger than an ordinary ant was suspended, spinning slowly. It seems to show how weak it is. Congratulations to the time traveler Mtlnovel, for awakening your unit, the ants. P.S. Due to the influence of the Lord world, they seem to have become stronger. Military type, ant tribe. Final growth level, 0 level. From now on, you have officially become a lord. The voice in his mind sounded, and Mtlnovel was dumbfounded. Why? Why is he so handsome, but he has awakened the most rubbish army in the world of lords? In the world of lords, lords can awaken any unit: militia, muskets, dwarf warriors, goblins, earth knights, elves, necromancers, dragons, beemen. The levels of military units are divided into levels 1 to 10, and the higher levels are king level, emperor level, saint level, emperor level, and demigod. There are 15 levels in total. Different arms have the same final growth level. However, generally, the initial levels of the troops just summoned by the Lord are much different, and the levels are relatively low. By killing monsters, can grow to the final growth level of the unit. However, Mtlnovel, the awakened Lord. The lowest level soldier in the world, the ants. There is nothing lower than the ant tribe. Final growth level, 0 level. This means that Mtlnovel's ant tribe, even in its complete form, is only at level 0. Not even the first level. Killing level monsters is the only way for other lords to obtain energy points and increase the strength of level lords and their troop levels, but for Mtlnovel, it has nothing to do with it. Because his unit, the ant tribe, is a 0 level unit, level 0 is already the highest level. Killing monsters is basically a level up. What's more, Mtlnovel had reason to suspect that his own troops had not killed any wild monster, can only be killed by wild monsters. Final growth level, 0 level. This big bright red character is like a sharp knife at this moment. It penetrated deeply into Mtlnovel's entrails. He felt his penis was in pain, the pain of drilling. Why the ant tribe? Awakening a militia, goblin or something, is 100 times more powerful than this thing. Militiamen and goblins, although their levels are very low, can still chop wood and mine minerals, wake up like an ant and have chicken feathers. Do you want to make yourself bored and play with it? With such a small body, if I step on it, I'm afraid I will crush dozens of them to death. Waiting for Mtlnovel to lament, the voice in my head continued, Lord Mtlnovel, you have awakened your troops and have an initial village territory. From now on, the Lord's new protection period is 7 years. During the new protection period, your territory is invincible. Please plunder all resources as much as possible within these 7 days to develop and expand your territory. After 7 days, the new protection period ends, and you will officially enter the Lord continent to compete with other lords and your own forces for hegemony. Next, please name your territory. Garbage troops. Mtlnovel cursed angrily, fight for hegemony, fight for hegemony. He leads a group of ants to compete with others for hegemony. When the new protection period ends, your 7 will be over. Cool. Lord's naming, garbage unit. Please confirm again. Mtlnovel was still under the huge blow from the ants at this time and said without even thinking, confirm. Anyway, once the protection period of Qijin is over, he will most likely be the first lord to be eliminated. therefore, it is very important to name the territory, territory naming completed, garbage arms. Lord Mtlnovel, please continue to follow the guidance and awaken your Lord talent. Said the voice in his head. A shimmering door appeared in front of Mtlnovel. Following the instructions, Mtlnovel stretched his into the light door and extracted his Lord gift. The next second, as Mtlnovel withdrew, a ball of light flashing with colorful light appeared in his body. Then, the colorful ball of light expanded and enveloped his entire body. Mtlnovel was still looking confused. The voice in my head sounded again. Lord Mtlnovel, extracted to SSSS-level effect, infinite devouring. SSSS-level grant. Infinite devouring advance. Mtlnovel's pupils trembled slightly. He quickly summoned his Lord panel, territory name, garbage soldier. Lord Mtlnovel. Strength, 0 level, territory level, primary village. Territory buildings, Lord's wooden house, warehouse, fountain of life, ant barracks, Lord's palace. Territory soldier, ant tribe. Lord's talent, infinite devouring advance. Unique. Mtlnovel checked his Lord's talent, infinite devouring advance. Unique. Level, SSSS-level. Introduction. Your troop has the ability to infinitely advance. Everything is devoured to obtain energy points. Every time it is devoured, there is a certain probability of obtaining a certain ability from the target. P.S. Make your talent stronger, improve your talent level, and increase the probability of swallowing and seizing the target's ability. Everything is swallowed, unlimited progress. The key is SSSS-level. The only one. Originally, Mtlnovel felt that he had already passed the G, however, when he saw these 4 SS shining with colorful light, Mtlnovel's breathing suddenly became heavy. I felt that he seemed to be able to save it. I remember that when I just crossed over to the Lord world, the voice in my mind had reminded me about the introduction of the Lord's talent. Lord world, the Lord's talent is divided into SSS-level, and now, I have awakened a talent beyond SSS-level, SSSS-level. It must be said that this has shocked Mtlnovel. SSSS-level, the only one. Mtlnovel knows very well what this means. It means that he has awakened the highest level Lord talent in the entire Lord world. Among all the Traverser Lords, only he has this 4S level infinite devouring talent. He is the only one. Even if there is no introduction to the infinite devouring talent, just the words infinite devouring, plus the 4 SS in front of it shining with colorful light, Mtlnovel knows that this talent is very strong. Although his own army is the ant tribe, however, if he has infinite devouring, everything will be possible. It is certain that a group of small ants will grow into an existence comparable to a holy dragon or even a demigod in the future. Window_tabula equals window_tabula_tabula.push, mode, thumbs, feed, 01, container, tabula, below, article, thumbnail, 300x250, placement, below article thumbnail, 300 by 250, target_type, mix. Chapter 2 Lord's World, the only SSSS-level talent. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After putting away the Lord panel, Mtlnovel also quickly suppressed the excitement in his heart, comparable to a holy dragon, comparable to a demigod. This is just my imagination at the moment. If you can't even get through the 7-day novice protection period, everything is empty talk. At this time, several unknown roars of wild beasts came from the door. It also shows that this world of lords is full of dangers. If the 7-day novice protection period ends and your ant troops are not strong enough to protect the territory, then what awaits you will be destruction and death of the territorial heart. Thinking of this, Mtlnovel couldn't help but become slightly nervous. If the ant tribe is a soldier, then he may really lie down and wait to die, but, now, he possesses the only SSSS-level talent in the world of lords. If you don't fight for it, you will be sorry for your Lord talent. He glanced around the cabin. Inside the wooden house, there is a suspended diamond-shaped crystal. At the same time, a panel popped out from the rhombus crystal and appeared in front of Mtlnovel, Heart of Lord. Level, 0 level, life, 500, defense, 0, introduction, Lord's Heart, the core of every Lord's territory. Once the Lord's heart is destroyed, all buildings and units in the Lord's territory will be destroyed. Please be careful to protect it. In addition to the Lord's heart, there is only a table, chairs, and a bed in the wooden house. Mtlnovel walked out of the wooden house. I saw that my territory was in a dense forest like a tropical rain forest, with a light mist filling the forest. The territory is small. In addition to his own wooden house, there is also a wooden house on each side. After Mtlnovel glanced at it, he gave up his plan to enter. Because the name displayed on these two wooden houses is warehouse. Directly in front of the wooden house is an open space equivalent to the size of 2 basketball courts. The open space is covered with green grass, exuding a vibrant atmosphere. Mtlnovel saw a shimmering, earth-like building in the open space, and a circular pool in the shape of a fountain. Water continued to flow from the fountain above. Inside the pool, there was a full pool filled with light turquoise water. Weird, no matter how much water comes out of the fountain, the water in the pool is always close to overflowing and will not flow out. Mtlnovel looked at the shimmering building. Ant barracks. Level, 0 level. Introduction. The Lord's military unit building is currently at level 0 and can produce the military unit ant. The probability of high-level units appearing is 0. Production speed, 1000 pieces / 0.1 ant is produced in 1 hour. Mtlnovel was stunned for a moment, and then he calculated that he could produce more than 1 million ants in his own barracks 24 hours a day. This amount seems terrifying. However, Mtlnovel felt a slight pain in his balls when he thought of the ants' almost zero combat power, let alone 1 million ants a day, 100 million ants a day. It's not as good as others giving birth to a giant dragon in 1 day. Start producing troops. Mtlnovel immediately issued production instructions for the barracks. A pain in the balls is a pain in the balls. Now that you have decided to make some money, every second from now on is precious to Mtlnovel. The moment he discovered the ant barracks, he did not hesitate and immediately issued the order for the production of the barracks. In just 1 minute, just 1 ant crawled out of the earthen-style military camp. 1 ant seems to be a lot, but in fact, it is only about 1 meter in size. Mtlnovel thought. All the ants gathered into a black mass and crawled towards him. Looking carefully, Mtlnovel discovered, each ant is more than twice the size of ordinary ants, but even so, it only takes about 2 ants, only as big as my little finger. At this time, a group of ants received the order and gathered at Mtlnovel's feet. They awkwardly raised their forelimbs, their tentacles probed east and west, sniffed west, and swung back and forth. Mtlnovel didn't dare to move, for fear of accidentally trampling his own soldiers to death. If he is trampled to death, then he is afraid that among all the lords who enter the world of lords, he will be the first lord who accidentally kills his own troops. And at this time, as the ants circle around the feet, they swing their little tentacles. Reminder suddenly sounded in Mtlnovel's mind. The ants of your army have swallowed your breath. They are now more closely connected with you, and you can command them better. At the same time, because they have provoked your aura as the owner of the territory, their loyalty to you has been greatly increased. Loyalty is upgraded to absolute loyalty. Mtlnovel looked at the ants at his feet with a surprised look on his face. A prompt box appears. Military type, ant. Equal level, 0 level. Final growth level, 0 level. Load 0.001 unit. Loyalty, absolutely loyal. Absolute loyalty, I will never betray the Lord under any circumstances. This. Mtlnovel was shocked. These ants can even swallow their own breath. No, that breath is no different from air. Ordinary people won't even notice, and his own ants not only noticed it, but they were also able to devour it. It also elevated loyalty to absolute loyalty. This is just a little explanation. When I just traveled through time, the world prompts were introduced. The loyalty of military units is divided into 4 levels. Low-level loyalty, average loyalty, fanatical loyalty, absolute loyalty. Although Mtlnovel took a cursory glance, but I also know that absolute loyalty is undoubtedly the highest level of military loyalty. Most of the Lord's troops have just been produced and are generally loyal. To achieve absolute loyalty, you need to undergo a long period of careful training in close communication with the troops to achieve it. And now, the ant soldiers have swallowed their own aura. Loyalty has been directly promoted to the highest level of loyalty, absolute loyalty. Is this the terrifying thing about SSSS-level talents? A thought came to my mind. Mtlnovel knelt down and put his fingers on the ground, then, he gave an instruction to an ant to crawl onto his finger. Among the ants, an ant crawled out, followed Mtlnovel's fingers, and crawled into the palm of Mtlnovel's hand. Mtlnovel raised his palm, the ant stopped in the palm of his hand, with the two tentacles on its head swaying slightly, like responding to his instructions. Then, Mtlnovel gave another order to circle in place. This ant was literally spinning in circles in the palm of his hand. It's so different from the clumsy and silly look before. This discovery, Mtlnovel's eyes instantly became clear, and the expression on his face became slightly excited. Chapter 3. Can even breath be devoured? My ant tribe is no worse than high-level troops. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. To know, in the world of lords, since the arms are of the same level, they are also wise. The higher the level of arms, the higher the intelligence theoretically. There are even some humanoid units, such as dwarves, militiamen, musketeers, etc. Even if they are not high level, they still have a certain amount of wisdom and can talk to the Lord. Have normal communication. Don't look at the exchanges between units and lords. Only through communication can the soldiers under the Lord understand the Lord's meaning and better implement every instruction issued by the Lord. At the same time, through communication, the soldiers also fed back some of the information they had discovered to the Lord to help the Lord make the right decision. Original, as a zero-level ant clan, there is no high intelligence. He had just given birth in his own ant tribe's barracks, swaying from side to side, sniffing here and there, before walking up to him. Mtlnovel also came to look. The intelligence of my own ant tribe is actually not very high. Therefore, Mtlnovel was still worried just now. These ant soldiers, who are not very intelligent, cannot understand their orders. If they can't even understand the instructions given by themselves, then don't talk about execution. It is even more of a luxury to expect them to feed back information from outside the field to themselves. But now, Mtlnovel discovered that after swallowing his breath, the ant in his palm seemed to be smarter than before, and it actually perfectly executed the instructions he sent. Is this what is called, the connection between the ant clan and myself has become closer? Mtlnovel was thoughtful. Then Mtlnovel gave several ants instructions to circle, after discovering that they all executed the instruction of turning in circles perfectly. Finally confirmed, after swallowing their own breath, their own ants, like other high-level intelligent soldiers, understand and execute the instructions they send. This discovery made Mtlnovel a little excited. As a novice lord who has just traveled through time, many people know almost nothing about the environment, species, resources outside their own territory, including potential dangers, etc. Except for the lucky ones who awaken high-level troops from the beginning and can ignore the dangers around them. 7-day novice protection period. In fact, it is also a time for most new lords to get familiar with the situation around the Lord. Only by understanding the situation around the territory can the Lord make a better plan on how to develop his territory. For example, avoid some wild monsters that are currently in great danger to you, and find a safe route to collect the resources you want, or to avoid unknown dangers, find some weaker wild monsters and level them up. The troops under the Lord are actually the Lord's eyes to understand the world outside the Lord. It is the Lord's hands and feet to obtain the resources of the Lord. The Lord needs to understand the world outside the Lord, needs to level up, and needs to collect resources. It is impossible without troops. Therefore, it is necessary to have a unit that understands and executes its instructions perfectly. A lord is equivalent to having a pair of clear eyes and sound limbs. This is what Mtlnovel really cares about. Obviously, although his ant tribe is very weak, it's just a zero-level unit. However, judging from their performance just now, they, like those intelligent high-level soldiers, understand their own instructions as the Lord. From this point of view, they are qualified enough to serve as his eyes and hands. Master, we are ready and ready to fight. Please assign tasks to us. What surprised Mtlnovel even more, these 1,000 ants suddenly conveyed a vague message to themselves at this moment. I saw 1,000 ants forming a neat square array and stopping at Mtlnovel's feet. They raised their upper limbs, opened their jaws, and looked majestic, showing the courage to not be afraid of anything. Seeing this scene, Mtlnovel's face was slightly moved. Okay. Don't worry, You are too weak now and your numbers are too few. If you want to defeat the enemy, courage alone is not enough. After saying that, Mtlnovel began to think about how to develop his own leadership next. Not all lords will send troops to kill wild monsters outside their territory on the first day of the novice period. There are many ways to lead development, in addition to killing wild monsters outside the territory and leveling up the lord's troops. The lord can also collect external resources to improve the level of his territory and exchange. For other materials he needs, my own ant tribe is a 0-level soldier. You can't level up by killing monsters. What's more, such a weak unit cannot kill any wild monsters, so, it's about killing the wild monsters outside. Mtlnovel simply ignored it. If you don't consider killing wild monsters, you can only develop your own territory by collecting resources. This is exactly what Mtlnovel has in mind, after all. Although my ant clan is weak, its production speed is very fast. At the end of the day, produces more than 10,000 ants. 10,000 ants can collect resources very quickly. Now, his own ant soldiers are already being produced. Mtlnovel was not in a hurry, and was ready to wait until their number increased before unified command. The Lord panel was summoned again. Mtlnovel noticed, there is a yellow exclamation mark in the lower right corner of the panel. This should be the platform for lords to communicate and exchange materials introduced in the previous world. Click on the yellow exclamation mark. A menu bar now appears in front of Mtlnovel. World Communication Channel, District Communication Channel, Friend Communication Channel, Space Trading Channel. At this moment, both, Friend Communication Channel, and, Space Trading Channel, are blank. Yellow light keeps flashing on, World Communication Channel, and, District Communication Channel. Mtlnovel noticed that a district name is displayed on, District Communication Channel, Misty Forest. It seems that this should be the name of the forest where his territory is currently located. Among these two channels, the frequency of light flashing on, World Communication Channel, is the fastest. Mtlnovel clicked on, World Communication Channel, prepare to see what the lords who have just entered the Lord world are talking about, and whether there are lords who are as miserable as himself and have awakened low-level soldiers. Chapter 4 S-level talent is the ceiling. Then what about my SSSS-level talent? You are listening at NovelFull.audio. On the World Communication Channel, many new lords spoke at this time. Hello, everyone is the same. Are you new here? Fuck, what the hell is this Lord world? I was cooking, and the braised chicken nuggets were still stewing in the pot, and suddenly I got it here. I don't know where it came from. Send it back to me quickly, or the chicken nuggets will be stewed. I just fainted while masturbating, and I woke up here inexplicably. Where is this? Could it be another world? Did I kill myself? The one above, explode. What place is this? Why am I in a wooden house? There is no network and no machine. How can I survive? I want to go back. Go back +1, please tell me how to go back. Haha, have you all awakened the arms and lord talents? I awakened the Earth Knight, which is a Tier 2 troop at the beginning and can eventually grow to the royal rank. It comes with the innate skills Night Charge and Night Trample. When it reaches Tier 1, it can unlock even more powerful talents. It's awesome. I'm going to take my Earth Knight out to level up first. I'm surprised to see a Royal Knight boss. I'm envious. I awakened the Goblin, which is only Tier 4 when it's an adult. The barracks produce Tier 0. It seems to do everything except mining. The Lord's Talent Awakening is B-level Berserk. I don't know what it's for. The above, add a friend and give you a suggestion. You can use your Lord's Talent Berserk to mine. Who can mine better than you? When you are an or boss, I can exchange food with you for resources. The troop I awakened is the two-headed lizard, which can grow to Tier 7. The barracks can only produce 5 per day, which is too little. I am Lin Feng, and my awakened troop is a violent war elephant, which can eventually grow to the saint level. The awakened Lord talent is an S-level talent, and all buildings in the territory are increased by 20 times. A total of 60 violent war elephants can be recruited in one day. Fuck, Boss Lin Feng. Boss Lin Feng, please take me with you. Boss, please give me a friend position, I can be your lackey. Fuck, S-level Lord Talent, Boss Lin Feng is probably the first Lord to awaken the S-level Lord Talent, Boss, give me a position, let's form an alliance. Worship the S-level Lord. As soon as this new Lord named Lin Feng came out, a series of screen refreshes appeared in the communication channel. Mtlnovel saw this, subconsciously glanced at his Lord panel, and shook his head slightly. Is the S-level Lord Talent the ceiling for new Lords? Then what about his SSSS-level talent? Looking at the new Lords who were chatting enthusiastically and introducing their own arms and Lord talents to each other, Mtlnovel did not intend to tell others about his awakening of SSSS-level Lord talents and infinite devouring evolution. What is kept in mind is called a trump card, turning it out to show others is called a trump card. Similarly, Mtlnovel also believed, entering the world of Lord hegemony, he is not the only smart person with good luck, there must be many Lords who awakened S-level, even SS-level, SSS-level Lord talents and have higher level arms, except for this Lin Feng. It's just that they didn't say it in the World Communication Channel. After looking at the chat content of the World Communication Channel for a while, there is basically no useful information about the Lord world. Many people are like me, who suddenly crossed over, in a state of confusion. There are also some Lords who, like Lin Feng, have awakened high-level arms or powerful Lord talents, and are happily showing off on the World Communication Channel, or they have awakened low-level arms and trash Lord talents, and are sighing. Mtlnovel closed the communication channel. At this moment, he still has to think carefully about how to develop his SSSS-level Lord talent, infinite devouring evolution, first. Strengthen the strength of his ant tribe. Try to develop and expand your territory as much as possible during the new protection period of 10 days. Only in this way can you avoid being eliminated as soon as the new protection period ends. Although it has been decided to develop the territory by collecting resources. But the zero-level ant tribe is still too weak. Mtlnovel sighed, with a sad look on his face. As long as you go outside the territory, even if you are just collecting resources, you will inevitably encounter some dangers. With the strength of my ant tribe, I am afraid that I will only be injured if I encounter any danger. Yes, it's okay. Compared to other lords, my ant tribe is large in number. As long as I can collect resources, some losses are acceptable. Like other lords' troops, they also produce a certain number of troops a day. If they encounter danger, every loss of a troop is a huge loss for them. However, let's ignore the loss of troops in the process of collecting resources. The load of an ant tribe is only 0.001 units. This means that my 1,000 ants can only collect 1 unit of resources in one trip. It feels that the efficiency is still a bit low. Mtlnovel calculated, it is estimated that he can produce more than 1 million ants in a day. 1 million ants go out once, and they can only collect 1,000 units of wood, not to mention, 1 million ants go out together, which is also a small goal. If I get targeted by some monsters that like to eat ants, such as pangolins, I'm afraid I'll suffer heavy losses. He looked at the ants under his feet, and then looked at the dense forest covered by a faint mist outside the territory protection shield. Mtlnovel thought. This is the misty forest, which looks like a tropical rainforest with very dense vegetation. There must be a shortage of various resources. At the same time, there must be a shortage of monsters in the forest. To collect resources, I must find a way to reduce the loss of my ant troops as much as possible. Soon, Mtlnovel made a decision in his heart. So, before collecting resources, I can send out a small team of ants, spread them out around the territory and resource areas, find out the situation around the territory, and station them on sentry duty. In this way, if there are wild monsters passing by, or other dangers, these ants stationed on sentry duty around can issue early warnings. And I can also issue instructions to the ants that are collecting and transporting resources through the connection with the ant tribe, so that they can give up collecting and transporting resources, break up into small pieces, and hide. In this way, I can avoid the loss of my troops as much as possible. The first day is the most difficult. As long as I get through the first day, with the speed of producing 1,000 ants per minute in the barracks, my ant army will only grow more and more. In the next few days, the speed of collecting resources will also become faster and faster. and the resources in the territory will also increase. Thinking of this, Mtlnovel's collection plan gradually became clear. The only worry is the distance between himself and the ant army. You know, what is the maximum distance between me and the ant tribe? It should be only a few dozen meters, right? If so, how many resources can I collect? It doesn't matter, let's try the maximum distance between the ant tribe and the ant tribe, and then adjust the plan and change the idea. Chapter 5 100,000 Ants, Absolutely Loyal. The only reward in the world, SSS-level talen. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. The collection plan is finalized. The number of ant tribe soldiers is still relatively small. Mtlnovel decided to wait for a while. When the number of ants increases, then gather them together to absorb his breath and strengthen the connection with himself, then, disperse them to find out the situation around the territory. Next, it is the question of how to develop one's own territory talent. How can I better develop my SSSS-level territory talent? Mtlnovel's eyes fell on the fountain pool in the center of the green grass. His eyes lit up slightly. Country building, fountain of life, level, 0 level, defense. Destructible, spring water storage, 1000 units, 1 unit of spring water is restored every minute. Introduction, every territory has a fountain of life, which is a gift from God. This is a source of life that can heal the leader himself, including the injuries of the soldiers under the leader. According to the severity of the injury, it consumes the spring water of the same unit. In addition, it can not only heal injuries, but also eliminate fatigue. P.S. The 0-level fountain of life can only heal injuries. Raising the level of the building's fountain of life can not only increase the water reserves of the spring, but also speed up the recovery speed of the spring, and the healing effect of the spring is better. Therefore, please develop and expand your territory as much as possible. The level of the territory is improved, and the level of the buildings in the territory can also be improved. At this time, looking at the circular pool storing the fountain of life on the grass, Mtlnovel's heart moved slightly. His ant tribe can even devour his own breath. Do you know if they can devour the fountain of life? Devour the fountain of life. Do you know that your ant tribe will become stronger? At this time, the reserve of the fountain of life is full, 1000 units. Mtlnovel is still waiting for the barracks to produce more ants. This waiting time, Mtlnovel feels that it can't be wasted. The reserve of the fountain of life is full, and it is equivalent to a waste if it is not used. The spring water will recover. His ant tribe is so weak. How much fountain of life has been devoured? What if it is swallowed? Then he will make a fortune. Thinking of this, Mtlnovel turned his head and looked at his ant tribe barracks. At this moment, he found that a long time had passed while he was thinking. In front of the ant tribe barracks, at this moment, he realized that a huge group of ants had been produced. Mtlnovel quickly summoned all the 10,000 ants that had just been produced by the barracks. Let them devour their breath first and establish a connection. At present, Mtlnovel's strength is 0 level. The breath he exudes is the breath of an ordinary person. He must be relatively close so that the ant army can devour it. When his strength is improved, it will not be so troublesome. At that time, directly spread his breath throughout the territory. The ant tribe soldiers can devour it as soon as they are produced and establish a connection with him. Your ant tribe soldiers have devoured your breath. They are now closely connected with you. You can command them better. At the same time, because they have touched your aura as a leader, their loyalty to you has been greatly improved. Your ant tribe's loyalty has been upgraded to absolute loyalty. Never betray. A familiar reminder sounded, and just as the tens of thousands of ants were silently devouring Mtlnovel's aura, at this time, a new reminder sounded in Mtlnovel's mind. Congratulations, Mtlnovel, the leader of the garbage army. You will upgrade the loyalty of all the tens of thousands of troops under your command to the highest level, absolutely loyal. You are the only one among all the leaders in the world of hegemony, and the fastest one to upgrade the loyalty of tens of thousands of troops under your command to absolute loyalty, which took 2 hours. Get the only reward of the world of hegemony. Reward for the leader's gift, SSS-level mind network. World reward rules open in advance. As the first leader to achieve the achievement of promoting the absolute loyalty of more than 10,000 soldiers under his command to the highest level, and the first leader to unlock the world reward rules, Leader Mtlnovel, your leader's name will be announced to the leaders of the world of hegemony. Listen to the reminder sounded suddenly in his mind. Mtlnovel was stunned at first, and a trace of confusion flashed in his eyes. Let the ant army devour his breath. He actually wanted to deepen the connection with the ant army and better command his own ant army. How did he suddenly achieve something? The achievement of promoting the loyalty of more than 10,000 soldiers to the highest level. And he is the only leader in the entire world who achieved this achievement the fastest. And he opened the world reward rules in advance. What's going on? Mtlnovel almost didn't respond. The reward of the world. Moreover, when he received the only reward for the world domination, Mtlnovel's face suddenly showed joy. This mind net, do you know what kind of talent it is? But, since it is an SSS-level talent, and it is the only reward, it must not be much worse. Of course, in terms of level, it should still be a few 100 million points behind my own SSSS-level gift of infinite devouring. Just when the reminder sound in my mind fell, a three-color light suddenly came and enveloped Mtlnovel inside. After waiting for the three-color light to disappear, a new talent appeared on Mtlnovel's character panel. Ling Fu, the web of the soul, only, level, SSS-level, introduction, leading the world to conquer the world, the only SSS-level talent, leading the loyalty of tens of thousands of soldiers under his command to be promoted to the highest level of absolute loyalty. The first person to achieve this achievement will receive this skill reward. P.S. A good leader should be able to enslave his own troops. At the same time, he should love his troops and cultivate them with care like his own children. In this way, they will remain absolutely loyal to you and never betray you. This is the best reward that the leader of the world can give to the leader who loves his military unit the most. Fasheo, this is a magical network, which exists in reality and illusion. In the past and the future, the web of the mind will closely connect you and all the units under your command. With the spiritual network, you can give orders to the units under your command with absolute loyalty at any time, no matter how far apart they are. If you call them, they will definitely respond. You don't need to go to the scene, they see and feel everything, and you can also see and feel it when you are in the audience. Window_tabula equals window_tabula_tabula.push, mode, thumbs, feed, 01, container, tabula, below, article, thumbnail, 300x250, placement, below article thumbnail, 300 by 250, target_type, mix. Chapter 6 Jealousy makes me unrecognizable. He is already so far ahead of us. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After seeing the introduction of the web of mind, Mtlnovel's whole body was sluggish. At this moment, Mtlnovel was deeply shocked. This is the web of the soul. SSS-level Lord talent. No matter how far away the Lord is from his troops, he can give orders to his troops anytime and anywhere. Moreover, everything the soldiers see and perceive can be seen by the Lord. With this skill, doesn't this mean that in the future, even if you don't take a step towards the territory, can you also conduct remote on-site command according to the conditions encountered by your own unit on site? I'll be a good boy. This Lord's talent is truly abnormal. What was most incredible to Mtlnovel was such a perverted SSS-level Lord talent, the only reward in the world of Lords. I got it out of nowhere, no effort at all. Happiness comes so unexpectedly. He was not prepared at all. Originally, Mtlnovel was worried that if he sent his ant army out to collect resources, the connection between himself and the ant army would be interrupted due to the distance, but now, he doesn't need to worry about it at all. Just spread out a small part of the ants in advance and hide the resources nearby. He can observe all nearby situations through the perspective of the ants. Once something goes wrong, he can immediately command his ant army and avoid danger in advance. Although it is only an SSS-level talent, but from a functional point of view, the role of this spiritual network is no worse than his own unlimited devouring evolutionary talent. It's simply a god-level talent. Mtlnovel, the Lord of the Garbage Army Territory. The name of your territory will be announced to the whole world soon. Excuse me, do you want to hide the name of the Lord? At this time, the prompt sounded again in Mtlnovel's mind. Garbage troops. Mtlnovel was stunned. Did you name your territory a trash unit before? Okay, it seems like. Mtlnovel suddenly felt ashamed. He never expected that he would awaken an SSSS-level Lord talent. Unexpectedly, traveled into the world of lords for 2 hours. The name of his territory resounds throughout the Lord world, but once the territory name is determined, it cannot be changed. How sloppy. Can you hide the name of the territory? Mtlnovel asked. Jai gave the answer. Can't. Mtlnovel. Forget it, hide the Lord's name. Mtlnovel thought for a while and said, he didn't want to be high profile. After all, he awakened the only SSSS-level talent in the world of lords. But his unit is the weakest unit in the world of lords. Ant tribe. Before your own ant tribe evolves and grows, keeping a low profile and developing obscenely is the best approach. If he is too high profile, if someone else catches his eye, it will be discovered that Mtlnovel's army is just the weakest of the ants, then his territory may be in great danger. Mtlnovel will not underestimate the kindness of others, but he will not underestimate the malice of others. A common man is not guilty, but he is guilty of carrying a jade. What's more, it's a different world like the Lord world. This is a world where all lords are encouraged to compete with each other for hegemony. There is no order here. The only order is the strength of the Lord's own territory. Even a powerful lord may fall into the siege of other lords once he is targeted by others. Not to mention myself. At the same time, World Communication Channel, and Regional Communication Channel, were launched. A banner flashing with colorful lights floated by. The prompt sound of world sounded in the minds of all players. Notify all lords in the Lord world. Lord XXX, hidden, of the rubbish unit territory has achieved the first achievement in the world of lords. The loyalty of all the 100,000 units under his command has been promoted to the highest level, absolute loyalty. Reward obtained, Lord Realm, the only SSS-level Lord talent, the web of the soul. Reward rules, open in advance. The announcement will be broadcast on the banner's style, World Communication Channel, and Regional Communication Channel, for 1 hour. The announcement is over, and the first reward rules for the Lord world at the end of the novice period will be announced. From entering the world of lords to now, this is a World Communication Channel where information never stops. At this moment, there was a brief silence. But just seconds later, countless messages appeared on the World Communication Channel like a frenzy. Holy shit, is it real or fake? Has anyone achieved the first achievement in the world of lords? What the hell is achievement in the Lord world? Why haven't you introduced it before? What did I see? Oh my god, it turns out to be an SSS talent. And it's the only one. Big Boss Lin Feng, who is as powerful as just now, only awakened an S-level talent, and now, someone has actually obtained the SSS-level Lord talent rewarded by the world. 2 levels higher than Boss Lin Feng. What a dazzling colorful light. SSS-level, is this probably not the highest level talent in the Lord world so far? Oh my god. I really want to know which boss is so scary. I just entered the Lord's world. I'm still not familiar with the environment and my own troops in the territory. I haven't even sent troops out to level up, but he has already achieved the world achievement and received rewards. Unfortunately, the boss is too low-key and hides his name. Oh my god, I really want to hold the boss's thigh tightly. I'm willing even if it means being a pendant. My talent is only D-level. The above, you want to eat shit. You are a guy with D-level talent, and you are a burden to others as a younger brother. The above, you can't say that. My troops are a lot of dwarves, I can mine for the boss. The boss is so powerful, just be responsible for leveling up, I'm responsible for collecting resources for him. If the boss sees this, please add me as a friend. I'm so jealous. Jealousy makes me unrecognizable. Others' talents are awakened by themselves. Why is there an SSS-level Lord talent reward for this achievement? Doesn't it mean that this hidden boss has 2 Lord talents at the beginning of the game? This is already far ahead of us. Window, underscore tabula equals window, underscore tabula dot push, mode, thumbs, feed, 01, container, tabula, below, article, thumbnail, 300x250, placement, below article thumbnail, 300 by 250, target underscore type, mix. Chapter 7 Abnormal, 2 Abnormal. 1,000,000 soldiers in one day. You are listening at novelfull.audio. At this moment, on the World Communication Channel, even some leaders who awakened S-level talents and SS-level talents at the beginning also emerged. At this moment, even those leaders who had led their troops to level up as soon as they entered the leader world stopped. Pay attention to the information on the World Communication Channel, compared to the identity of this hidden boss. I am actually more curious about how he accomplished this achievement. It's terrifying to think about it. The prerequisite for achieving this achievement is to have 100,000 troops, and the loyalty of 100,000 troops is promoted to the highest level of absolute loyalty, and this achievement can be achieved. It's only been 2 hours since he entered the leader world. How can he have 100,000 troops? Does he take advantage of the loopholes in the leader world? What else? Maybe it's a loophole in the world, leading to a soldier with a bad name. Maybe he awakened a soldier of a lower level. It seems to make sense, but this is too outrageous. What kind of soldier can produce 100,000 in just 2 hours? Not to mention that they all have to be promoted to absolute loyalty. Goblin, slime, and swamp monster, the above, I can tell you very clearly that if it's a slime, it's impossible, because the soldier I awakened is a slime. The complete form of the slime can reach the first level, and the barracks production speed is 1 per minute. In 2 hours, I have produced more than 120. 120. So few. But, if he awakens a slime, what kind of troops will he have? The opposing troops have 100,000, could it be that his troops are lower level than slimes? This is possible. Compared to what kind of troops he awakens, I am more curious about how he raises the loyalty of his troops to absolute loyalty. The loyalty of troops is divided into 4 levels: low loyalty, general loyalty, fanatical loyalty, and absolute loyalty. My troops are just recruited, and they are only generally loyal. That's one troop, that's a full 100,000 troops. How did he raise the loyalty of all of them to absolute loyalty in 2 hours? Outrageous. Abnormal. It's really too abnormal. When you first enter the world, there will be a prompt to introduce relevant information about the arms to everyone. First, the diversity of arms. Any arms can be awakened by the leader. Second, the loyalty of the arms. All arms have loyalty. If the loyalty of the arms is too low, the arms may riot or defect. Therefore, how to control the loyalty of the arms is a lesson that every leader in the world must learn. There is no mention in the world's prompts about how to cultivate the loyalty of the arms. This can only be explored by the leaders themselves. What the leaders know is that the loyalty of the arms is divided into 4 levels: low loyalty, general loyalty, fanatical loyalty, and absolute loyalty. The corresponding loyalty value is 0-100, low loyalty. Loyalty value is below 60. Soldiers with this loyalty may become frustrated and passive in executing the orders issued by the leader. If they encounter major changes, their loyalty may drop sharply and they may defect. General loyalty. The loyalty value is between 60 and 80, which is the state of many leaders when they first recruit soldiers. Soldiers in this state will often execute the orders of the leader, but if they go deep into an environment that is very dangerous for them, or are overly tired, hungry, etc., their loyalty will drop to the same extent. Fanatic loyalty. The loyalty value is between 80 and 100. Soldiers with this loyalty will execute the orders of the leader without hesitation, including entering an environment that is very dangerous for them and resisting certain fatal dangers for the leader, but this requires a certain amount of training to achieve. An absolute loyalty. Soldiers with this loyalty have no loyalty value. Because once it is achieved, they will always betray the leader. They will only fight with all their might to protect the leader and the leader. Everything they do is for the leader and the development of the leader. Even if the leader orders them to die, they will execute the leader's order without hesitation. This is what all leaders dream of and desire for the loyalty of their soldiers. However, no one expected it. At this moment, it has only been 2 hours since entering the world of the leader. Someone has cultivated the loyalty of his soldiers to absolute loyalty. This is too perverted. But this is still the most perverted. The most perverted. He only cultivated the loyalty of one soldier to absolute loyalty. And, he cultivated the loyalty of his 100,000 troops to absolute loyalty. Outrageous. Are you sure this is an ordinary leader? He definitely took advantage of the loopholes in the world. Who can produce 100,000 troops in 2 hours? Even Lin Feng, who has awakened his S-level talent and has amplified his power, can only produce 60 violent war elephants in a day. How can he produce 100,000 troops in 2 hours? The above, not only 100,000 troops, but also 100,000 troops in 2 hours. Calculate how many troops he can produce in 24 hours. At this moment, with the question from the young leader, many new leaders who had just entered the world also found that something was wrong, and when this leader asked this question, on the spot, there was a young leader who was stunned. 2 hours, producing 100,000 troops. 24 hours a day, I am afraid that you will have to produce more than 1,000,000 troops. Hiss. On the spot, many people took a breath of cold air. 1,000,000 troops, what is the concept? Not to mention giving them a day, even if they are given a month to develop the leader, I am afraid that they can only produce 1,000,000 troops. Chapter 8 Don't panic, he is a rubbish soldier. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Actually, everyone doesn't need to be too surprised. Just when many people were shocked by the millions of troops, a message appeared in the World Communication Channel. Don't forget that when you first enter the world announced the rules. The stronger the troops, the longer the production cycle. For example, if I awaken the Frost Dragon, it can grow to the holy level, but in one day, I can only produce 2 initial level 2 Frost Dragons. On the contrary, the weaker the troops, the shorter the production cycle. In other words, to produce 100,000 troops in 2 hours, his troops should be very weak and have no growth potential, so he can't produce so many troops. As soon as this message came out, many leaders praised it. Just now they were shocked by the world announcement, and they just didn't think about this for a while. Now thinking about it carefully, it seems to be true. Boss's analysis makes sense. Shame on Boss for awakening the Frost Dragon. The analysis is so good, Boss, are you still short of pendants? Ask for a friend position. So, everyone doesn't need to worry too much. This lucky guy who got the world reward probably awakened a very weak troop. You can tell from the name of his territory. After 2 days, we can surpass him. It's a pity. The only SSS-level world reward was taken away by a leader who awakened a weak troop. It would be great if you could give it to me. Lin Feng, who showed up earlier, also came out and said at this time, he awakened the violent war elephant, a holy level soldier, and his territory talent is also an S-level territory enhancement talent. If he gets the SSS talent, the only world reward, he will be able to soar to the sky at the beginning. Seeing Lin Feng pop up again, there was a young leader who immediately flattered him. Ah! If Boss Lin Feng could get this SSS-level talent, he would have taken off directly. What a pity. The SSS-level talent fell on the head of a garbage soldier leader, it was wasted. Boss Lin Feng, you don't need to worry too much. Judging from the notice issued by the Territory World, there may be more achievements to unlock in the Territory World. It is said that an SSS-level reward will fall on you. That's for sure. Boss Lin Feng has awakened his S-level leader talent. He has 60 violent war elephants at the beginning. The probability of unlocking world achievements is much higher than ours. In an endless wasteland, under the golden invincible protection shield, in a novice territory, on the territory, stood a handsome young man. In front of the young man, stood 60 giant elephants, more than 3 meters tall, huge in size, and covered with red hair. At this time, Lin Feng looked at the world communication channel in front of him and smiled slightly. Lin Feng was not flattered by these people's flattery, he only made up his mind secretly in his heart. The notice mentioned that the world reward rules were opened in advance. Next, the world will release the rewards, and I must get them. As for Lin Feng's confidence, standing right in front of him were 3 violent war elephants that were over 3 meters tall. Now, Lin Feng's war elephant barracks had only produced 3 violent war elephants. He was going to wait until more war elephants were produced before leading his violent war elephants out to kill wild monsters and level up. Meanwhile, in a huge forest shrouded in fog, a territory under a golden invincible protective shield. On the territory stood a young man in his early 20s who was taller and more handsome than Yi Feng. Hearing the announcement from the world, Mtlnovel curiously opened the World Communication Channel, looking at the leaders' speeches and analysis on the World Channel. Mtlnovel's expression did not change, as he thought, there are indeed few smart people among these new leaders who enter the leader world. They guessed his army so quickly, it's rubbish. However, they will never guess it. He awakened his leader talent, infinite devouring evolution, surpassing the SSS-level talent. Even the weakest ant tribe, once they have the ability of infinite devouring evolution, their growth limit can be infinitely raised. So far, the loyalty of all the ant tribes under his command has been raised to absolute loyalty. Mtlnovel only tried his infinite devouring evolution talent. The real horror of this 4S-level talent has not yet been reflected. At this moment, under Mtlnovel's feet, the loyalty of 100,000 ants has all been raised to the highest level, absolutely loyal. After closing the World Communication Channel, Mtlnovel led a 100,000 strong army of ants to the Fountain of Life. Then, he issued an order, let the 100,000 ants devour all the water from the Fountain of Life. Your ants are consuming the Fountain of Life, and their fatigue is completely eliminated and their injuries are recovering. The Fountain of Life reserves has decreased 1,000 to 999. Your ants have fully recovered. The prompt sounded in Mtlnovel's mind. Generally speaking, after a soldier takes the Fountain of Life and recovers from his injuries and fatigue, he will continue to take it, because even if he continues to take it, there will be no enhanced effect. But Mtlnovel did not stop, he still issued an order to let the ant army continue to devour the Fountain of Life. Your ants are continuing to consume the Fountain of Life. Your ants have devoured energy from the Fountain of Life, and their energy points have increased. As a leader, you gain the same amount of energy points as your troops, and your energy points increase. Energy points +1, +1. Your energy points have reached 100, and your current level has been reached. You can no longer gain energy points. Please open the leader panel and upgrade your leader level. After the leader level is upgraded, you can continue to gain energy points. The Fountain of Life reserves has decreased, 999-998-997. A reminder sounded in his mind. Mtlnovel couldn't help showing a hint of surprise on his face. He quickly opened his own leader panel. Leader, Mtlnovel, strength, level 0, energy points, 100, current level is full, can be upgraded plus. Territory level, primary village. On the territory panel, there is an additional column of energy points. After the prompt that it can be upgraded, there is an additional plus sign. Mtlnovel clicks the plus sign. I saw a golden light on my body immediately. After this golden light, Mtlnovel clearly felt that his strength had increased a lot. If I take my previous self as a comparison, now I should be able to beat my previous self, and crush him. Look at the territory panel again. Sure enough, I saw the column of my strength. The level has been upgraded from 0 to 1. I didn't expect that my ant tribe soldiers would devour the Fountain of Life, and I would get such a surprise. Mtlnovel murmured, with a hint of excitement in his eyes. Even he didn't expect that he would be the first to upgrade himself by letting his ant tribe soldiers devour the Fountain of Life. At this time, after the leader's level was upgraded, Mtlnovel's mind reminded that the energy points continued to increase. Leader's level was upgraded, energy points +1, +1. Chapter 9. Is there still a Fountain of Life? Swallow it. Evolution can't be stopped. You are listening at novelfull.audio. However, when I traveled through time, the leader of the world introduced that only by killing wild monsters and other leader units can I obtain energy points. Why can we, the ants, get energy points from the fountain of life? Looking at the energy point +1, +1, prompt, a trace of doubt appeared in Mtlnovel's eyes, but soon Mtlnovel figured it out, and a smile appeared in his eyes. I see. This SSSS-level talent has the ability to infinitely devour and evolve. Lead the world, the only way to obtain energy points and upgrade your troops. In the introduction to the world rules, energy points can only be obtained by killing wild monsters and other leading troops. This is actually in line with the rules of leading the world. After all, this one encourages all leaders to compete for world domination. And lead in unit energy points, and so on. In other words, as many energy points as a soldier can get by killing wild monsters. As a soldier of the soldier type, the leader can also get the same amount of energy points. This is also in line with the rules of leading the world. After all, the person who leads the territory and is the highest cannot rush outside the territory and kill wild monsters to obtain energy points like the troops under his command. When a unit dies, it can be regenerated. When a leader dies, the territory is gone. Therefore, send out your troops to kill wild monsters and attack other territories. This is the most common way to upgrade. Of course, it is not ruled out that some reckless leaders like and will go out with the troops to kill wild monsters. Therefore, there is another rule for leading the world, the leads the to kill wild monsters, and how many energy points can be obtained. And the leader of the troops under the command can also obtain how many energy points. In short, for most Ling, if you want to obtain energy points, there are only two ways to kill wild monsters and attack other territories. However, Mtlnovel is an exception. In the introduction of the infinite swallowing evolutionary talent, has actually been introduced, everything can be swallowed to gain energy points. Therefore, he and his own army, the ants, upgrade their way. It is no longer limited to killing wild monsters and other leading troops. You can also get energy points by swallowing something that contains energy. For example, this fountain of life is right in front of you. At this time, in the reminder in Mtlnovel's mind, the energy points were still increasing, but the speed slowed down. After taking a look, it turns out that upgrading from the first level to the second level requires 1000 energy points. Mtlnovel also stopped paying attention, and set his sights on the ant troop that was devouring the fountain of life. I saw that as the ant army was devoured, a faint green light appeared on each ant's body one after another. You ants have swallowed too much of the fountain of life and become stronger, and your vitality has been greatly enhanced. You ant tribe begins to evolve. Your ant tribe evolved into an undead ant tribe. Lifespan and vitality are greatly improved. In a faint green light full of vitality, Mtlnovel discovered, since the ant tribe has begun to grow in size. At the beginning, the two ants put together were barely as thick as Mtlnovel's little finger, and now, an ant is as big as Mtlnovel's little finger. Instead of getting bigger, these evolved ants also have bigger front jaws. Looks sharper. If there was a wild boar here at this moment, Mtlnovel had no doubt that these ants could bite off a piece of skin from the wild boar. After 5 minutes passed, the 100,000 ant army finally stopped devouring it. All the ants were glowing with a faint green light, and they were twice as big as before. At this time, all 100,000 ants have completed their evolution. And at the same time, the reserve of the fountain of life has only been reduced from 1,000 to 950 units. The evolution of 100,000 ants was completed, and only 50 units of spring water were consumed. After Mtlnovel's energy points also increased to 100/1000, he stopped moving, seeing that the ant army had all evolved. Mtlnovel quickly opened the unit panel. It was discovered that two branches appeared under the ant tribe's unit panel at this time, Immortal Ant Tribe.ant.mo. Faye knew that the initial unit of the ant tribe was produced in the barracks before this time. It has not swallowed the fountain of life ant tribe, Immortal Ant Tribe. This has just swallowed the fountain of life and evolved into the ant tribe. Unit type, Undead Ant Tribe, low level. Current level, level 1. Final growth level, level 3. Load 0.1 unit. Introduction to the arms. After swallowing the low-level fountain of life, the ants evolved and became stronger than the ordinary ants. The bodies of the immortal ants contain the breath of the fountain of life, and their vitality and lifespan have been greatly improved. If you suffer non-fatal injuries, you can slowly recover on your own. and your vitality is very tenacious. Sure enough, this infinite devouring evolution is the right way to start. Seeing the undead ant clan panel, Mtlnovel's eyes showed a hint of excitement, just devoured the zero-level fountain of life, and evolved from the ant soldier into the undead ant tribe. Not only has the level been raised from level 0 to level 1. Moreover, the final growth level jumps directly from level 0 to level 3. That's right, now, his ant tribe can also be upgraded by killing monsters and leveling up like other leading troops. Of course, Mtlnovel knows, the important thing is not that the ant tribe can be upgraded, but facts have proved that through swallowing, the ant tribe can really evolve. The ant tribe is no longer just a weak zero-level troop. As long as enough energy is swallowed, the upper limit of the ant tribe can be infinitely raised. Grow to the saint level, the emperor level, and even the god level. It's no longer just empty talk. At this time, in the World Communication Channel, while waiting for the production of troops, some lords were still discussing the world reward with great interest. Although the awakening was a low-level troop, the lord of this rubbish troop territory was not simple at all. He could actually raise the loyalty of all 100,000 troops under his command to the highest level. Indeed, I just studied how to improve the loyalty of my two-headed giant lizard, but I have no idea. The initial buildings of everyone's territory should be similar, except for the warehouse and barracks. There is only one fountain of life. I gave my troop mammoth the fountain of life, but its loyalty did not increase. I really don't know how he did it. Among the many lords, there are some smart people. Everyone's initial buildings in the territory are the same. Since they can get world rewards, there must be some differences between them. The only differences between the lords are the types of soldiers and lord talents, and Mtlnovel's lord type, as someone has just analyzed, should be a very low-level lord type with little growth potential. Someone said, maybe it has something to do with his awakening lord talent. Guess what lord talent he awakened? I know. Just after this lord finished speaking, a message suddenly appeared on the World Communication Channel. Chapter 10 His talent is absolute loyalty. Horrible, collecting 100,000 resources in one trip. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. At this time, in a relatively deserted forest, a fat man with acne marks on his face stood in his territory, looking at the scrolling tricolor banner on the World Communication Channel, a face full of joy. Seeing the World Communication Channel, someone asked what talent the leader of the garbage army territory had awakened. Lu Xiaopeng hesitated for a moment and said, I know. The leader talent he awakened must be absolute loyalty. Lu Xiaopeng was so sad that he wanted to cry. Don't ask him why he knew that the leader of this garbage army territory had awakened a leader talent. Because, the leader talent he awakened was also absolute loyalty. An S-level leader talent. When the world notice appeared in the minds of all the leaders, in his heart, Lu Xiaopeng knew how many times he had scolded the leader of this garbage army territory. If the other party just happened to awaken a low-level soldier, if the other party is like me, and has awakened the S-level leader talent absolute loyalty. The person who gets the world's only SSS-level talent should be me. And now, his barracks have produced 10 musketeers, the other party has already received the world's only achievement reward. Is this bullying an honest person? Bullying his soldiers, such as the low level of the other party. Absolute loyalty. At this time, Lu Xiaopeng's speech solved the doubts in the hearts of all the leaders who were watching the World Communication Channel. So that's it. I was wondering, how can a man raise the loyalty of all his soldiers to the highest level in just 2 hours? It turns out that he has awakened the leader talent of absolute loyalty. Many people suddenly realized, I said, when everyone's initial buildings in the territory are the same, why is this person so abnormal? It turns out that he has awakened a talent related to loyalty. Many people were relieved immediately. However, his troops are low-level troops, and he has awakened a leadership talent related to loyalty. It seems that there is no room for development. But soon, the leader retorted, the above is right, it should be like this. However, don't forget that he has achieved the only achievement of the leadership world, and he has been rewarded with an SSS-level talent, the Mind Network. This information appeared on the World Communication Channel, and many people were silent immediately. they secretly sighed that Mtlnovel was really lucky. Originally, he awakened a low-level army and awakened a leadership talent related to loyalty. The leader of this garbage army territory should have no future for development. Who would have thought that this guy actually achieved the achievement of leading the world and was rewarded with a leading talent? And this leading talent is SSS-level. Now, even a pig can take off. The guy who just said that he had awakened the absolute loyalty leading talent, you should be honest, the one who just received the world reward is you. Yes, it must be you, it's you. How do you know that the leader of the garbage army territory has awakened the absolute loyalty talent? Boss, tell me, what is the SSS-level talent of the mind network? Boss, add a friend, let's talk about it in detail. Boss, these guys just scolded you for being lucky and having no future. Don't add them, add me. Looking at the World Communication Channel, it was suddenly flooded with messages. Lu Xiaopeng. It feels like someone has sprinkled salt on his wounds. These people seem to be crazy. He kindly told them the leader talent that the guy who won the world reward had awakened, but they turned around and said that they were the guy who won the world reward. Am I so stupid? Think about it, I really got the only SSS-level talent of the world reward, so I had to hide and develop secretly, and I would tell them? However, no matter how Lu Xiaopeng explained, the World Communication Channel became more and more intense. Many people believed that he was the leader who got the SSS-level talent of the mind network. Many leaders sent him friend requests. Until I saw that there were more than 100,000 requests to add him as a friend. Lu Xiaopeng didn't know, he was taking the blame for someone else. Under the golden novice protection cover, a wail full of resentment came from the territory of the invincible little fat man. Leader of the garbage army territory, please don't let me touch you. At this time, Mtlnovel didn't know. On the World Communication Channel, a kind-hearted person took the initiative to stand up and attracted a wave of attention from the leaders for himself. Looking at the 100,000 tribes that have all evolved into dead ants, he glanced at the fountain of life next to him. A hint of excitement flashed in Mtlnovel's eyes. After all the 100,000 ants have been devoured and evolved, the water reserve of the fountain of life is still 950 units. In other words, even if he produces more than 1 million ants a day, all the ants devour the water of the fountain of life, and the fountain of life is still half. This is not counting the fact that the fountain of life will restore 1 unit of water every 10 minutes. In this way, he can safely convert all the worker ants under his command into dead ants. And, Mtlnovel noticed that when the zero-level worker ants under his command evolved into the first-level dead ants, the load-bearing capacity of the first-order dead ants is 100 times higher than that of the zero-order worker ants. The load-bearing capacity of a dead ant is 0.1 unit. Now, only 10 dead ants are needed to help Mtlnovel collect 1 unit of resources. 1,000 dead ants can help Mtlnovel collect 100 units of resources. 100,000 dead ants can help Mtlnovel collect 10,000 units of resources. 100,000 dead ants are far from Mtlnovel's limit. The limit of Mtlnovel's barracks to produce ants is more than 1 million ants a day. This means that if he sends all the ants out to collect resources, the round trip can bring back more than 100,000 resources. 100,000 resources. What a terrifying number.